Hello, this is the Fix Virus Security Show, second quarter 2017. Yes, after a small hiatus, we are back with some videos here. So I wanted to start this one with a little bit of synopsis of what I've been doing the last few quarters here since the last video show. So, okay, let's get started. Why spend time on cybersecurity? Well, security does not add any value to your company, to your people, to your product. So why is cybersecurity important? That's the key here, because I keep hearing people, they just don't get it. Why? So why should I do it? So the thing is as our lives become more connected, they're certainly not getting less connected to the internet. So we're going to get more and more connected. All our devices are going to, we're going to depend on our devices. Phones, tablets, TVs even, everything is going to be connected to the internet. And the IoT is the Internet of Things everybody's talking about. Everything is going to be connected to the internet. So if we connect the internet, the problem is that we're also connecting to all the digital criminals in the world. So as you know, I don't know if you've heard ransomware. Ransomware can destroy our data and even ruin businesses. It's been shown that 40% of businesses were hit by ransomware, and 20% were actually forced to shut down because they were not ready for ransomware. They thought they could handle it, but obviously they couldn't. So the problem with this digital criminal software is that it doesn't always work the way it's supposed to. So you pay them the money, and then sometimes it doesn't even work. So it doesn't decrypt. So ransomware, as you know, what it does is it encrypts your data on your hard drive, or sometimes even on the network drives. Everything, even your backups, can get encrypted. So if your backup is encrypted, if your regular data is encrypted, then how do you can't fix your problem because you thought you had a backup, but it's encrypted too. That's why some people, if they don't set it up correctly, they'll go out of business. So let's say you pay the money to the criminals. Well, it doesn't work. So now you're screwed. That's it. You're out of business. How can you recreate all of your data in a short amount of time, whereas your clients will go somewhere else maybe? So the issue is, if we do not pay attention to cybersecurity, eventually you will bump into the frailty of our digital life. The simple truth is that people who do not pay any attention may not know that they may go out of business if hit with a catastrophic cybersecurity event. So, we're used to watching the news and our connected world. We see a storm coming, where the storm is going to potentially destroy our building, etc. We see that coming so we can get out of the way. But in cybersecurity, everything's below the radar. You don't see anything. There's even a dark net, which, you can't even connect to the dark net unless you're a specialist. So that is also another discussion, because that's where the cybersecurity criminals, they sell the information they stole from you on the darknet. So I bet you didn't know, but you are actually playing Cybersecurity Russian Roulette. The key is going to be, are you playing with a 500 gun barrel or a 1,000 gun barrel? Here I created an image with the 500 gun barrel is at the top, the 1,000 gun barrel is at the bottom. So what I'm trying to do is trying to depict the amount of risk that you have with your data, with your situation. So, it is difficult to depict because you really have to figure out where is your data, what kind of data do you have, what is your vulnerability, and how can the attacker potentially exploit those vulnerabilities. So this is another image that I like to discuss. So if you see here, this is the vulnerability when it's introduced. So notice that there's an exploit released a certain amount of time later. So it couldn't be like 3 months later that an exploit is released in the wild, we call that. So basically the criminals figured out how to exploit the vulnerability. Then the vulnerability is discovered by the vendor. Then the vulnerability is disclosed publicly, and even sometime later a patch is released. Now this, from here to here, could be 6 months, 9 months. It depends on how difficult the vulnerability is to patch. So notice that over here you actually patched and deployed it. So you've given the attackers approximately 9 months to attack you with impunity. So they can do their worst. They can send you an email and you can click on it, or somehow this vulnerability came on your machines. So if it did, what happens then? Then the attackers, they'll put ransomware on your machine. So now you're hit. Boom, you just hit that bullet in your 500-gun barrel. That's how that works. So my recommendation to you is to create a risk management profile. So risk management, this is what I do. So you have to figure out where you have employee data, you have product data, database, what is it? Payment card information, customer information. What is it that is on your machines that could bite you? Is it just employee information? Are you going to have to do a breach notification? If you got hit by ransomware, you're going to have to create notification systems. There's many things that you have to do with your security policy. So this is a very long conversation. So essentially, the best thing to do is to just give me a call. Let's discuss how we can create a risk profile for your situation. My name is Tony Zafiropoulos, 314-504-3974. Give me a call. Let's discuss your risk profile.